Bitcoin is doing the same over and over again, and right now we are currently seeing the exact same thing, which will lead for a massive expansion. Jerome Powell will speak at the Jackson Hole later today, which will lead for major volatility. But what have we seen in the past after the Jackson Hole speech? Then we are coiling up for the next move towards the upside, and Ethereum is coiling up towards the 6K here. We have some massive inflows here, but first of all, please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something into crypto ever again. And please make sure to like this daily update video if you love those updates, and subscribe over on my YouTube channel if you never want to miss a update ever again. And let's dive into the charts, because we literally can see that this is almost a guaranteed setup for a pump. Every single time we swept our high, we saw a move or consolidation towards the downside. We have seen exactly the same right over here and exactly the same right over here. But right now, we are seeing a swipe towards the downside. But in the past, we have seen those swipes many times, and that started the leg towards the upside many times here. 2 times we saw that swipe, we saw that major expansion towards the upside, an expansion of approximately 41% and 20%. And currently we are seeing the exact same setup here. And this is why we will see an expansion over on Bitcoin. This is one of the most bullish things I have ever seen on the Bitcoin. In a bull market, we can see that it's almost a 100% hit rate here, and every single time the market moves the way after a swipe. And that is exactly why we want to see a nice buy up here towards the 130k. And I'm pretty sure that if there are many buys coming in right now, 130k is inventable here, and this looks like a stunning setup here. But later today, it's really something that you need to keep in mind. Jerome Powell will speak at the Jackson Hole, and if he says one word about rate cuts, the market will literally go nuclear here. But I really want to say something, that every single time Jerome Powell spoke at the Jackson Hole speech, if he was even hawkish or dovish, we saw a pump and after that a dump. So that is really something you want to keep in mind. That is something that can happen today as well. It depends, of course, what he is gonna say, but if he is dovish or hawkish here, we probably will see a pump and a dump, so please keep in mind. But historically seen, if we had that Jackson Hole speech, the month after that, we saw a massive pump towards the upside. We have seen this in 2023. We have seen this in 2024. So the yellow lines are when the Jackson Hole speech was happening, and we saw a major move towards the upside. In 2023, we saw a move of approximately 190% afterwards, and in 2024, 80%. And right now, on today, we can see that the Jackson Hole speech is on today, and like seen in the past, there is a really high probability that Bitcoin will move in the upcoming month after this Jackson Hole speech, and I think 150k is a really realistic target. But for now, we really want to get out of that volatility, so don't get trapped into the market by a big pump or even a big dump. Please keep a look at the chart when this Jackson Hole speech is happening, but we can fasten our seatbelts because volatility is guaranteed here. Then also a pattern I'm looking for when the Jackson Hole speech is happening is this pattern. So we are compressing towards a point and we need to break out at some point. Now, one thing is for sure, we will break out when the ejection hole speed is happening. But a really important thing is you don't want to get faken out here. So please, when we break out either towards the upside or towards the downside, please make sure to look at the volume, to look at how strong price is after a breakout, because there is the high probability chance that we will get a fake out to either the upside and towards the downside, and you don't want to get trapped in the market here. But we can anticipate this on two ways. If we break towards the upside and see a clear gain, we can open up a very nice long position after the retest, and we can do exactly the same with the short. So if we break towards the downside clear, get a retest, and we can enter a short position. So I'm keeping my eyes on this chart really closely when the Jackson Hole speech is happening. And this is literally a really nice setup to trade, but please keep in mind that the fake out is really high, is a really high chance here. That is exactly the same how I'm gonna anticipate on Ethereum right here. We have resistance on the top side, we have support on the lower side, and we are squeezing towards an edge. This pattern is always it will be breaking out with the Jackson Hole speeds. Also here you don't want to get faken out by the market here, because volatility will kick in. So if we see a clear break towards the upside, get a retest, that is the point you can enter up your long positions, and exactly the same with your short positions. Also fair, look at the volume, look how strong the price is, and don't get trapped in the market with the Jackson Hole speeds, because volatility is inventable here and you don't want to get trapped into the market at those big news events. But also a breakout here on Ethereum is huge and will probably start the next leg towards the 6K here, because what we can see structure wise, we created lower lows over and over again, and we saw lower highs getting created. But now a really important shift we see is that we didn't create a new lower low, but we created a higher low. Now what we want to see is a higher high and a breakout to continue this bull trend towards the upside. So things are looking very bullish for Ethereum, and I will keep my eyes on this chart for a really nice position. Also, what we can see is in the past days, we saw an outflow in the ETF of Ethereum. But yesterday we saw a very nice inflow, which is really good to see that institutions and the ETF have some inflows and they're still believing in Ethereum in this dump. So this is a really nice thing to see. Of course, we want to see more inflows into the ETF for the real rally towards the upside. But for now, it is a good start to see. That is why I'm also looking for trades on Ethereum, because it's probably a higher chance that Ethereum will go up when the ETF inflows are pretty high. But that was it for today's video. Please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something into crypto ever again. It's completely free. And please make sure to subscribe over on my YouTube channel. Like this daily update video if you love those updates. And then I will see you tomorrow by a brand new crypto daily update video.